fridge. They're ready to go in 2 minutes. Andrew and my sister take him for lunch. His coworkers straight up asked him for my promo code so they can try Factor. I've got the receipts for that, okay? And Factor offers meals for every type of eater. Like they have keto, vegan, vegetarian, calorie smart, chef choice meals that include seafood and meat and plant-based meals. You can even add or decrease the number of meals anytime you want, depending on your needs. And the meals are delivered fresh, never frozen. You just heat it up and enjoy. And like when I tell you, you can taste the difference, you can taste the difference. They also make sure to include only ethically sourced seafood in their meals. And you can also opt for gourmet plus meals, like 1 or 2 of them in your weekly delivery, which is what I do. Head over to factor75.com or click the link below and use code BISS50, BISS50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. That's factor75.com or click the link below and use code BISS50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. So this is technically the story of an influencer or a YouTuber that went to an influencer party to hack into other influencers' YouTube accounts, to impersonate them, to post things pretending to be them.
Okay.
Is that not so shady?
It's kind of not a great plan.
You don't think so? You don't think?
It's like you can target anyone, but you target YouTubers.
Yes.
So they're gonna vlog about it.
Yeah, but what if they don't even know that it was you? Like, what if, just imagine, okay, what if someone hacks into someone else's YouTube account, posts some really questionable shit, makes it seem like them, and then that YouTuber comes out with an apology and is like, guys, that wasn't me. You think the world would believe them?
Yeah.
Right?
That's complicated.
And
yeah.
these aren't even small influencers. They're pretty big. So the fact that one of them is out there doing this type of nonsense, thinking that she's not going to get caught, is beyond me. Which, if that sounds wild to you, just wait, it keeps getting more unhinged. This is the case of Yang Baobei, aka YBB, a Malaysian influencer who used to be every girl's teenage favorite teen author novelist. She's a published author, and it's crazy because when you look at her achievements, she's in Malaysia, she's Malaysian, but she's not Malay. Yeah, there's 3 major ethnicities in Malaysia. So you have Malay, which are like the indigenous people to Malaysia. Then you have big groups of Chinese people, or ethnically Chinese and ethnically Indian. So they're Malaysian, but I think they call them like Chinese Malaysian or Malaysian Chinese. So they're not Malay. So she's part of the Chinese community. She's Chinese Malaysian. I think most of her videos are in Mandarin and stuff. And it's crazy when you look at her achievements, it just feels so out of left field for her to have this type of scandal. I mean, she had it so good. At one point, she was a published author, YouTuber, influencer, boba tea shop owner, online business owner, all in one. So when text messages were exposed of her trying to hack into other YouTubers' accounts, people were confused. Right now.
First video?
Whoa, it's weird.
Where's the food?
I know, I'm kind of hungry.
Let me take a bite.
Dad, what are you?
Oh my god, where's Dede gonna be? Oh no.
He can just pump the sofa like this. Okay, anyway, so text messages were released, okay?
Focus!
Text messages were released, and she texted a friend of hers.
I think I just need someone to divert her attention, and I'm gonna steal her phone when she's not paying attention. I can pretend to open up to her or something. I'm gonna wear something loose with pockets that day, and when we see the opportunity, we go for it.
Her friend texts back.
What about her husband? We need to get him drunk. They need to be drunk so that they can misplace their phones.
Good, yes. And if that doesn't work, we just need to know her phone password. As long as we can steal a YouTuber's phone, we can easily hack it.
And then her friend is like,
We just need to ask her to take a picture. And when she's taking a picture, she's gonna unlock her phone and use her phone password, and we will see it.
Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is good, but which one? For me, it doesn't matter as long as they're famous. It's gonna work.
these are literal text messages that were leaked. So what the hell is going on? Let's get into the show. Quick disclaimer, this next part of the story is not really a scandal. I just want to reiterate, this is not part of the scandal, okay? But it's kind of what unravels everything, so we have to cover it. In the midst of YBB's YouTube height, career, success, she's got a boba tea shop, she's like killing it. Okay, fine, she had some failed business opportunities, but it's okay. Everyone knows she's successful. YBB suddenly posts on her Instagram that she's leaving social media. And it's like a cryptic farewell to all of her viewers, and everyone is like, what?
When was this?
This was in 2021.
Oh, very recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all her viewers are like, that's so weird. Why? Like, what happened? That afternoon, there's reports that a woman, a potential YouTuber, tried to end it and was saved by firefighters. So people are putting 2 and 2 together, but they can't even ask YBB to confirm if it's her, because did you know in Malaysia it's actually illegal to attempt? So after she was saved, they literally threw her in prison for 15 days. Yeah. So everyone's like, well, could it be? Could it be YBB? I mean, she posted on Instagram, and then we have this news. Like, maybe it's her, right? That makes the most sense. And then for 15 days, when she's sitting in prison, everything goes to literally within 15 days. Are you kidding me? And like true YouTube drama fashion, there are text message receipts of all of this. So, just gonna buckle the fuck up, okay? Because we're going to town. But first, I have to give you a whole biographic spiel of YBB, okay? YBB was born in Malaysia in 1994, and like I said, Malaysia is a very diverse country. She is considered Malaysian Chinese. So she's ethnically Chinese. And I don't know much about her childhood. But at 15 years old, she signed with this major Malaysian modeling company, gets the cover of like a teen magazine. So it's not like Vogue, it's nothing crazy, but it's like one of those like Tiger Pump or Tiger Bump or whatever you call it. And she's featured on there. Schoolgirls are going obsessed with her. She's so pretty. She's got like the big eyes. She's got the look, like that clean girl, Asian girl aesthetic. Everyone's obsessed, and they're like, what is she gonna do next? What is she gonna do? And she comes out with a book. I know it's kind of random. She comes out with a book. It's called Here Comes Love. And then she hits them with another one called Don't Date in High School. It was almost like a teenage girl's guide to high school, and people were eating that shit up. I will say, from all accounts, people say that YBB is very witty. She's very good with her words. She's pretty humorous. So the books did really well. I mean, think about it. She's like a 16-year-old author. That's crazy. So with this, she starts entering into Malaysia's entertainment industry all before she's even 18. She gets some small budget films here and there. She also released a few songs, like every YouTuber must, okay? She released a few songs. She was okay. She wasn't like Billie Eilish or anything. She was okay. So then she mainly goes back to focusing on vlogs, like challenges, skits. She would post videos like going to the Great Wall of China alone. So they did well. And going down the influencer business owner pipeline, she's like, I need to come up with something on my own that's not YouTube videos. So she opens up her own boba tea shop. Boba tea shop was a claw machine shop. Keep this in mind because this boba tea shop, so pertinent to the story later, okay? You order a boba tea, and it's got claw machines inside.
Oh, those are cool.
Those are really cute, right?
Yeah, those are good.
It's like a hangout spot / couples date night concept.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really cute. Didn't do well. I don't know why. The execution, maybe it was the marketing, maybe it was the service. I don't know. People didn't like it. And by 2020, the shop had to close down. I mean, a lot of it had to do with YBB's kind of declining image at the time. So when she first started, she's like this crazy, relatable teenager vibe, right? And then as she's getting older, people called her this really mean name that I don't think I'm allowed to say. The word is just anyone who has no sense of style, fashion, or sense of character by themselves. Like, they're the type of people will comment, no matter how much money someone has or how successful they become, they just feel kind of cheap. So, like, people said YBB just wasn't really a trendsetter, you know? She wasn't, like, one of the cool kids that made people want to follow her and, like, go to her boba tea shop. I don't even know the girl, so don't shoot the messenger. Anyway, people called her this word. They stopped going to her boba tea shop, but she still had her followers. People accused the haters of just being jealous. Until April 17th, 2021. A video of a girl being rescued by firefighters was released, and everyone starts connecting the dots that it's YBB. And everyone at first just flooding her social media of like, oh my God, we support you. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Like, oh my God, come back safely, blah, 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 right? And this was all confirmed to be true. And
Wait,
everyone...
This is when did she quit?
The same day.
Oh, the video was released same day
Yeah.
that she quit?
Yeah.
Oh.
So people are like, it's gotta be her. And the reports are saying it's like a YouTuber.
Oh.
So they're like, that makes total sense, right? And even people that didn't watch her, they're like leaving messages of support all over her social media accounts. I feel like everyone could sympathize. Everyone just kind of assumed maybe it's relationship problems, maybe it's work problems. She had some pretty like emotional captions on Instagram. People started overanalyzing. They said things like, I suddenly realized that I no longer need love. If I don't meet the right person, I would rather spend the rest of my time alone than settle. So like very relationship insinuating captions. It sounded like she was just going through something love-wise. So people speculated that her love life, coupled with the bubble shop closing down, had led to her to be in a dark place. But while all these conversations were taking place, there were a few netizens that started posts with sentences like, I know right now is not the best time. Or there was another one that was like, I probably shouldn't bring this up right now. Which is just like 1,000% they're about to say something wild. So everyone is clicking on these posts ready to fight them in the comments because it's like, yeah, now is definitely not the time, okay? But they were saying things like, I know right now is not the time, but something weird happened to me. And a few of these posts are getting traction, okay? So people start reading into these posts because they're thinking, oh my god, this is about to be crazy. People are about to have a war in the comments. And the posts are posted by viewers of YBB that claimed that she scammed them. And nobody knew how to feel. On one hand, if the netizens are telling the truth and YBB did scam them, I mean, that's a horrible thing that she did, but is it really the time to bring it up, like, right now? Right now? Others wondered, okay, how do we even know that this is real? What if they're lying? So the post talks about how YBB was selling her second-hand luxury handbags. So let's say she went and bought a Prada bag. She's like, hey guys, I don't want this Prada bag anymore, so I'm selling it. But I'm going to sell it for cheaper than what I bought it for. And because I'm an influencer,
You can trust me.
so people started buying her used luxury handbags off of her Instagram. And they were expensive, okay? Even though they were secondhand, she was selling like a Prada bag for $1,900. I mean, it's crazy. But because secondhand is so suspicious and YBB is so trustworthy, people are like, it's fine. It's probably a little bit more expensive buying from YBB than like these secondhand websites, but at least I have peace of mind. They wire YBB the money, and they don't receive the bag. So they're texting her like, hey, can I get a tracking number or something? Because it's been a week and you said it should be here like, I don't know, a week ago.
And she's like, oh my gosh, I just checked the tracking number and I guess the link expired because it's been too long. But I asked my parents who shipped it out for me and they said it should get to you by Wednesday. Let me know if it's not to you by Wednesday and I can just refund you the money. We can meet in person and I can sell it to you for cash. They're like, okay, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's not like totally unreasonable, right?
But they never got the bag. They never got the money. Wednesday came and went, and nothing happened. They've been trying to reach out to YBB, nothing. And now they see this on the news, and they're like, well, I still need my $2,000 back, right? So at first it was just one person. Then it was another person, and multiple netizens came out to say that they had the same exact experience with her so far. They wired her the money, never got the bag, something about a link expiring, and it should get there on Wednesday. If not, I'll refund you, and then ghosted. One of the netizens, yeah?
Oh, smart scam.
It's like the worst scam I've ever heard in my life. It's so bad. So then one of the netizens was even saying like, it took me 2 whole months to save up for this bag. This was my birthday present to myself, and I'm not getting a refund. But at this point, the netizens were conflicted. Some of them believe the netizens, but were like, okay, let's just give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe when she gets out of jail, she's gonna pay back and be like, sorry about that. Like I was going through something. Okay? Some were saying, how do we even trust the netizens? What if they're making up lies and taking advantage of the situation? But then more news comes out. This is not the only shady thing that YBB has tried to sell. What do you mean, Stephanie? It was alleged that YBB tried to sell her ex-boyfriend's YouTube channel for $6,000. I was
What?
so perplexed by this, okay? Because how do you sell a YouTube channel? I was wondering. I was really wondering, okay? But it's a thing. You can sell a channel and they'll change the name, probably private your videos.
And resume the business as usual.
Yeah, and just act like nothing happened. But I guess their videos will show up on like, I don't know, 100,000 people's pages because they're subscribed to this channel. But they're like, wait, who the hell is Kevin? I don't remember subscribing to a Kevin. It's because they changed the YouTube name. What do you mean she tried to sell it? We're going to get to all of that. While she's in prison, some things develop. This is all happening concurrently. So we got a lot we got to touch upon, okay? While she's in prison, her family comes out and is like, hey, people who have purchased a bag from YBB, contact us and we will reach out to you so we can personally refund you for the bags. Well, even that turned into a show because people started reaching out to the netizens that were scammed and would DM them things like, hey, I'm YBB's cousin. I want to know how much YBB scammed you out of so I can refund you. I just need your bank details.
What?
Yes. I don't think they were able to steal anyone's information and take their funds, but it was just a mess. It was a show. And because of how messy it was, it started getting more and more attention online. People are like, wait, someone's scamming these netizens after a YouTuber scammed them? Like, what is going on? Okay. So we have the first phase, the purse scam. The second phase is selling the ex-boyfriend's YouTube channel. Yes.
So how did
I
that
don't think
come
they were
about?
able to steal anyone's information and take their funds, but it was just a mess. It was a show. And because of how messy it was, it started getting more and more attention online. People are like, wait, someone's scamming these netizens after a YouTuber scammed them? Like, what is going on? Okay. So we have the first phase, the purse scam. Okay. So basically, her ex-boyfriend posted a video. And that was like a while ago, but it started resurfacing of people being like, hey, remember when she did this shady thing and it was kind of he said, she said? The whole thing is weird. I'm going to go chronologically, okay? And then so she gets hit with scam after scam allegations. First scam is the purse scam. Then we got the ex-boyfriend YouTube scam. And then we have the third scam, gambling. This is all unraveling in like 48 hours. People are like, look at this other thing. Look at this other thing that she did. It's just turning to literal trash. So netizens exposed every little memory that they had of YBB that they could dig up from their brains. Like whatever clue of anything dark or sinister happening behind the scenes, they were digging it out of their like neural pathways and like throwing it online. So allegedly, she did all these scams. She tried to sell a YouTube channel and all these fake purses to gamble. A few netizens talked about how they ran into her a few times in a local giant casino. Side note, Malaysia is an Islamic country, but it's also home to one of the biggest casinos in the world. They have some pretty strict gambling laws, though, that if you're Muslim, you cannot even enter the casino. So it's really intense. And this one is called Genting Highlands Casino. Here's the crazy thing. Near this, the casino is in the mountains, okay? And when you go up the mountains, there's this little temple before you get to the casino. The temple is called Clearwater Temple. About like a few months or like a year into opening this casino, people start writing online,
This casino is jinxed. You will never win at this casino because the temple is called Clearwater Temple. Clear your bank account at the casino. You're going to lose everything.
And so this superstition persisted, and like gambling is pretty big on superstition, okay? So people stopped going to this casino because they stated the temple's water suggests clear water, aka you're leaving with no money.
Oh, they gotta change that name real quick.
They changed the temple's name. And now it's just a superstition still that on your way up to the casino, you can't even look at the temple. Otherwise, you will lose all your money. Even though the name has changed, you cannot even glance at the temple. Otherwise, everything gone. Finito. You're done.
They should be naming like Loaded Water.
Walk out rich temple. Yes. People commented, you know, I've seen her at this casino many times and she bets a ton of money. Some people were like, well, be more specific. What's a ton of money? And they said 1,000 USD per round. Not the whole day, which even that is insane, but per round. So everyone is like, okay, she's a YouTuber. I'm sure they make money, but like, that's no, like maybe her parents are wealthy because that's insane. To bet $1,000, to give you perspective, the minimum bet for roulette at that casino is $10. For baccarat, it's $45. $1,000 a round? That's out of this world. It felt like she was not a social gambler. That she wasn't going there to gamble for fun with her friends like you would go to Vegas, but rather something was clearly wrong. Another netizen said, I saw her there and we were coincidentally at the same table and I was like, oh my God, are you YBB? And she's like, yeah. And I told her, oh, I've seen you here multiple times and I never knew that it was you and I didn't want to bother you. And she goes, yeah, I'm always here because I'm addicted. And then a video was posted while she's in prison of her at a like roulette table or whatever, placing her bet, and you can see her reach into her bag to get more chips. Other players kind of seem shocked that she's betting more, but more than that, the body language of this video was ripped apart. When she's reaching into her bag to get more chips, the body language is less of someone that's just having a blast and like, you know what, that was fun, let me do it again. It was more like,
I gotta bet more.
she didn't look like she was having a good time. She looked really stressed out, as if she was at work. And not just like, oh my God, like I lost, but okay, let me see, I have more chips. It wasn't like that. So a lot of people were shocked at just how bad all of this is escalating and how she was scamming her viewers and potentially her ex-boyfriend. And now it's suspected that she's blowing all this scammed money on casinos and it's not looking good. So So she gets released from prison 15 days later, and she posts an apology video called I'm Sorry. You can already visualize it. I'm talking blank black screen or whatever. It's like a grayish screen, sitting on a chair, like no makeup look. You know what I mean? She's sighing, and she starts off bowing to her viewers. And she just talks about how she wants to apologize to all of her loved ones, all of her supporters, and how she's willing to face the consequences. She's gonna pay everyone back and just everything. And she kind of gives her reasoning for it all, and she paints this very sad picture. She says, I once had a boyfriend. He's a lot younger than me. His income at the time was a lot lower than mine, and so at the time I shared everything with him. I paid for everything, I paid the bills, I covered everything. And because we were young, our expenses were so high, I almost burned through my entire savings. And it was at that time that I went to a casino for the first time. The first time I made a bet, I won $6,500 with just $65.
What?
This incident made me lose my sense of direction, and I thought gambling could be my way out.
She said that she got addicted to gambling, lost all of her money, and she was so scared. She's like, oh my God, there's no way that I can make all that money back. I would just have to borrow money from a loan shark, gamble it, and win big. That was her line of thinking. So this is what she does. Then she loses more. So then she borrows from another loan shark, then pays that loan shark back, and then borrows from another loan shark to pay that loan shark back. And she is digging herself in a loan shark rabbit hole. She said, I went down the path of no return. The loan sharks charge interest by day. It's $1,000 a day. She couldn't pay it back, okay?
Wow.
She said she just wanted to buy time. She found out around the same time that her ex-boyfriend cheated on her. They broke up, and suddenly she felt like she had nothing. And all she had was gambling, and she feels horrible. She's going to try and make up for it. She's going to spend her life repenting and try to pay everyone back and fix her life. She said
I
she...
gotta say, some of these loan sharks are...
So scary.
Someone's at a dark place when they need that kind of money, and then you charge them on top of it. Yeah. It's almost like that's how you send someone into like a dark hole they can never get out of.
Some of these loan sharks have got some blood on their hands.
Yeah.
So she starts selling her valuables and tries to repay the scariest loan sharks first. And she said, she genuinely wanted to sell her luxury handbags on Instagram. And she didn't think that they would sell so fast. But each bag got like 10 people asking to buy it. And she thought, why sell it once when I can sell it 10 times, So that's what she did. Instead of making $2,000 a bag, she would make 10 times that for one bag by selling it to 10 different people. And then she said she realized that was dumb. I'm going to get caught and exposed. So I gotta, So she quit Instagram and then tried to, end things. She said that she reflected a lot while she was in prison, and she was going to change, and she's going to do everything in her power to just take accountability and make things right. So it's pretty bad. I will say some people did forgive her. I think they realized how much addiction can ruin someone's life, and there's no point in punching her while she's already down on all fours, But it was about to get so much worse. YBB's ex-boyfriend, the one that she alludes to in the video, almost kind of blames for like, oh my God, he cheated on me. He blew through my savings. And she doesn't like explicitly say all of this is because of him. I scam people because of him. But he is like the accelerator down her spiraling.
This is from her apology video.
Yes. And the ex-boyfriend comes out with a video and is like, okay, I've been accused of cheating on her, using her money, being supported by her, being a man that's lazy who just used her for bills. And that makes no sense. He's like, why am I laying down and getting shot? Literally, why? So let's dive in. He talks about how in the beginning of their relationship, he started a YouTube channel after he started dating her because she was like, oh my God, I'm a YouTuber. You should be a YouTuber. It'll be cute. Like we can do couples content. He starts a YouTube channel, and it was mainly his YouTube channel. And after they broke up, he wanted to move back to China. And he was like, well, YouTube is banned in China, so I'm not really going to use my YouTube channel. And on top of that, I feel like everyone who watched me was YBB's people, and like we broke up. It's just weird, right? I don't think I'm going to post. They break up. He stops posting on there. And right before he flies back home to China, he gets a call from YBB. She's like, hey, do you want to meet up? Like, I just want to say bye to you one last time. I know we ended on rough terms, but, we were together for so long. He's touched. He thought, damn, after everything, That's pretty mature of her. She like wants to say bye to me. So they meet up. It's not scandalous. It's just goodbyes. And afterwards, as he's leaving his meeting with YBB, he's like, that is so strange. My phone literally is not working. Like my phone cannot make a phone call. It cannot send a text messages. Nothing.
She hacked it?
He figures out what's wrong. His SIM card had been taken out.
What?
She physically SIM swapped his phone.
And what is she trying to do?
Okay, so she probably knows the password to his YouTube channel because they were dating. And then once she took his SIM, she could log on to YouTube with her account and change the password, but it would need 2-factor authentication, and it would send a text message to his phone number. But because she had his SIM card and put it into her phone, she would get the verification text message. This is why I'm telling you, everyone needs a cold key, but that's what she did. So while he was in the restroom in their last meeting, she stole his SIM card so that she could get into his YouTube channel and change the password so that he could not access it. She also did this to his Instagram. So very quickly, he puts 2 and 2 together. Okay, here's the thing about YBB. She's not playing chess. She's not even thinking, like, if most people are running 100 meters, she's looking at the next 10 meters. That's all she's seeing right now. I don't know what it is, okay? She hacks into his Instagram, his YouTube account, changes both of them, and he confronts her. And he said, you know, at that moment, I didn't even know who this girl was. It was definitely not the girl that I had once dated. She just seemed so foreign to me. Who does that? So he confronts her and she goes,
Okay, pick one.
excuse me?
Pick one. You want your Instagram or your YouTube account?
What?
So he chooses his Instagram. This is like hostage negotiators.
You know, that's like a negotiation tactic.
Yes, it's crazy.
You know, you take away 2, and then you are like, okay, I'll give you 1. Which one do you want? Now it's like you have to actively choose one for yourself. And then once you choose one, you're grateful.
Oh, so if I take away both, I'm like, you want the right one back or the left one back?
Yeah.
Then you're like, thank you,
Thank you.
my
Can I get
beautiful
the left
wife.
one?
The
Yeah.
left one?
Yeah.
Really? Why?
I don't know.
It's just the good one.
It's whatever's left.
So she literally, after this, posted on her social media, in the past 2 years, the YouTube channel that I managed with my ex-boyfriend was lucky enough to get everyone's support. We had 172,000 subscribers and the viewerships were very high. However, he has returned to China and will no longer be filming. As for me, I have my own YouTube channel to manage. We feel as if it would be a waste. If any artist or agency wants to take over, we are willing to sell the channel. Serious inquiries only. Yeah.
Okay.
So he was like, what the fork? He also said that the relationship was nothing like what she depicted in her apology video. He said she just hated the fact that he was so into YouTube. She was really insecure about it. They fought all the time. She complained constantly about how he doesn't make as much money as her. And on top of that, he said all of his earnings from YouTube were sent to her bank account because he didn't have a Malaysian bank account. So he's like, technically, I guess she was spending money on me, but it was my money. My money. In fact, she probably didn't even give me back most of my money. So I think if anything, I lost money in this relationship. I lost money. Anyway, he said the problems really happened when she started gambling. So they broke up. Anyway, this video was posted and now suddenly everyone is like, I have whiplash. Do I hate her? Do I love her? Who do I believe? I was giving her the benefit of the doubt, but now it sounds really bad. And now the ex-boyfriend kind of makes sense. I'm confused. I'm really confused. So they commented to YBB, if you want to apologize, just apologize. Why fake all of this, like with your ex-boyfriend and all of that? Just admit you're addicted to gambling. So then later, text messages were leaked. And I'm going to explain who leaks it later. But YBB was texting a friend of hers saying, I want to find someone to rob my ex-boyfriend and take his phone so I can get his passwords. What do you think? I can ask a few guys to probably kidnap him with a knife.
Okay, so YBB is plotting with a friend to kidnap the ex-boyfriend for YouTube password.
Yes, so this
was before, prior.
Yes, before she stole his SIM card. And this was released after his video was released. And people were like, no, she was plotting some crazy stuff. She wrote, and then we can threaten him to get his phone password. So you're like, okay, these text messages were released. this is probably enough drama. Like, there's no way it gets juicier. Every YouTube drama has a plateau, and then slowly people forget about it. People are thinking this is gonna be the plateau, right? Like, for maybe a week, we're all gonna go crazy, and then we're gonna forget about it. A very popular Malaysian YouTuber posted a video, a 41-minute video called The Truth About YBB. And when you click the video, it's not just one famous YouTuber. It is 6 famous YouTubers who were once friends with YBB, and they're all exposing her. Imagine 6 YouTubers in one video exposing another YouTuber.
They were sitting in a row?
Yes, on like school chairs.
No.
It's like a Jubilee video, but expose. Yes. Literally. Yes. And it is the most mind-blowing, intense drama that Malaysian YouTube had ever seen in such a long time. So they all take turns explaining how they were screwed over by YBB. And we're just going to go down the list because it can really only get worse from here. They start the video by stating that they told YBB, hey, own up to your... Like, we're giving you one last chance. Own up to your... Don't blame it on an ex-boyfriend. Don't be doing all of this. Just own it for once and we will forgive you. And maybe people online will forgive you too. And she said, just post it. If you can say it, I'll admit it. Like, if you can say I did all this shit, then I'll admit it.
Oh, she said just post the video that they're filming?
So the lack of remorse that she was showing, they said that they were disappointed, and that's why they're posting the video. They're saying, we tried to talk to her about this privately, and she just didn't care. So let's start with YouTuber Jin. Jin's experience with YBB. He said that YBB borrowed about $5,000 from him, and at first, she had given Jin like really weird stories. She never talked about gambling. She said that she was working with another famous YouTuber, Kay. And Kay has like this online business that's kind of like a tiered program, if you will. So each sales agent buys inventory every month and they sell that inventory online, and then they have other agents underneath them that sell inventory online and they get a percentage of that. So she's got one of those. I even asked our Malaysian researcher, I was like, am I confused? Am I getting this right? And she was like, yeah, I think that's the gist. Okay. Basically, YBB was working with this YouTuber and she was telling Jen like, oh my God, they're literally hustling me for money. They're forcing me to buy inventory and saying if I don't buy like an insane amount of inventory every single month, they're going to sue me. They're going to sue me. So he was like, that's crazy. He would loan her the money. But then as he's thinking about it, he's like, that's weird. Because I have friends that are friends with these YouTubers that run the business, and they're nice people. And like, imagine screwing over a YouTuber like that when you're in the YouTube business. They're probably going to make an expose video on you. So it just kind of didn't make sense to him, but he didn't really say anything. Then a guy named Sky spoke up, and Sky was the one that leaked all the text messages. So when YBB was sent to prison, she gave Sky her phone and was like, can you not look through it? But like, I need you to keep it because I don't want the police to go through it.
What?
And then at first he was like, yeah, don't worry. But then later, when he starts seeing all these rumors and allegations online, he's like, you know what? I had my suspicions about her, and now I'm really confused. He started going through her phone and found the most insane, bad, crazy text messages of her like trying to get someone to kidnap her ex-boyfriend for his YouTube account login. So YBB also told Sky that she's getting hustled by these YouTubers and they're forcing her to buy inventory. He would loan her money and all of that. She would lie about how relatives were dying, and he would loan her money for medical bills. He said she was literally using dead people to make money, and that goes against my moral compass, so I have to say something. And the most painful part is Sky was in business with YBB. They started the boba shop, claw machine shop together. And he said that when she was in prison, he saw through her phone that she was talking him for like 3 years straight. When the bubble shop business wasn't doing well, when they weren't making money, she blamed everything on him, of him being like this horrible business owner, very, very bad at everything. And so he's like, literally, I have been losing connections. People don't want to work with me, and I never knew why until today. He said she did all of this when all he did was loan her money, never judge her, and try to help her through. She didn't even care. And then Charles spoke up. Charles said YBB borrowed money from him, and in Charles's case, she straight up admitted that she was gambling, but she played it off as it was like, I just can't get access to my money right now because it's like tied up in A, B, C, and D. So then he would give her the money, and then he's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't gamble, but nothing ever happened. And then it was just like never ending of her blaming other people. She would tell Charles, oh, it's because of Kay and her boyfriend and their online business. I'm getting hustled. She like had every excuse in the book. And then the last part of the video, everything hits the fan. These were like bad allegations, but not that bad yet. There are two women in the video, Yi and Kay. They had it the worst. Both of them had been friends with YBB for a while, and they tried to help her. They tried to loan her money, and YBB tried to hack into their accounts to scam their viewers posing as them. She wanted to hack into their YouTube accounts and say, hey guys, it's Yi, and I'm selling my old luxury purses because it works so well on YBB's account.
That's the
dumbest thing I've ever heard, okay? So then they would DM her, and then she'd be like, okay, here's my bank details. And it would be like a fake bank account or like a bank account of a friend's that she made, and it would go there, and they were making like $20,000 a night doing this.
Oh, wait, they did hack into their account?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, this is so...
bizarre.
Doesn't
so,
even make sense.
Yes, because I would imagine someone would be like, oh, I didn't know you were selling your purses online. And then I'd be like, I'm selling my purses online? And I just lost my phone? It's so weird.
So she was making 20 grand a night.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's start first with everything that they did for her before she royally screwed them over, okay? So they released text messages between YBB and her other so-called friends that were colluding to hack into their accounts. Yi was attending an influencer event, and she realized that her money, her ID card, and her phone were all stolen. But because it was an influencer event with just influencers, she thought, okay, like maybe I had just misplaced it with everything that was going on. She didn't think someone stole it. She spent 3 hours looking for her belongings, and text messages revealed YBB texting her friends, I want to steal this influencer's account, cry face. We can lie to her and get her drunk, and when she's not paying attention, I can go to the bathroom and switch her SIM card. Her friend texted her, it's going to be hard to get her drunk. Her husband's going to be there. We just have to remember her phone password. We can steal her entire phone, and we will steal it, and as long as we can put in her password, we're good. I'll steal it, and then I'll immediately go home and say that I'm tired, and then post the things. What do you think? Can we do it? We just have to steal her phone and see her password. There's no CCTV at the hotel we're meeting at. But you have to wait until everyone is drunk. Her email's gonna be logged in. It's either hers or Yi's or Yvonne's, or we can target both of them or all of them. Yes, but we can't log in using the phone or else they'll know. Okay, yes, so this time I'm just gonna steal their phone and post the bags, and we can steal the entire phone and not just the SIM card. The reason we failed last time was because we were too nice. YBB, you can't do one of the other girls. She always has her phone on her. I know. I just need someone to distract them.
Wait, did they find out who's this like side character?
Yeah. Another like smaller influencer called Baby Meow or something.
What is going on? This
Yeah.
doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, okay? I'm
Like-
telling you. It's so unhinged.
Like all that for what?
Yes. All that for someone to be like, this is so dumb. Okay,
Yeah.
It literally all traces back to one person with concrete, irrefutable proof. I don't know what she was planning. Maybe she was planning on making like 6 figures and then running? I don't know.
What? Okay.
I don't know. She said, I just need someone to divert their attention. I'll steal it when they're not paying attention. Maybe I can pretend to like open up to them. And I'll wear pants with loose pockets. Honestly, her or any other influencer is fine. Yvonne's gonna be hard to steal though because she doesn't drink anymore. So the plan is to get the password first, steal the phone, pretend to be sick, and I'll leave right after.
But there's Find My iPhone, YBB.
I'll go to the toilet and change her password. How do you turn off Find My iPhone? Even if you take out the SIM card, they can still track it. I've tried it.
It's like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Wait. Yes. Because YBB goes, wait, you need iCloud to turn it off, right?
Yeah,
She can check the exact location of the phone, right?
yeah.
They start debating on how to hack into her phone and debating security measures of Instagram's login features. And then she goes, wait, how do I not let her regain access to delete the post? Yeah, Instagram has pretty good security now. If we shut down the phone, can they still track with Find My iPhone? I think you can track it if you shut it down. Wait, let's shut it down. Okay, let me Google it. Okay, we can steal it, turn it on at an Airbnb, and then hack it. After we complete everything, we'll clear the phone.
YBB, this is really risky. She loses her phone and her account gets hacked. They'll know someone hacked it.
That's why we have to leave immediately. We can't leave a single trace. Okay?
Wait, so she loses her phone and we all leave? Like, that's not possible. That's so suspicious.
Look, I've thought about it. Let's do this. Maybe we can give up on stealing her phone. We can just take her SIM card and change her account passwords and leave her phone in the toilet, like the bathroom. How long does it take for her to get another SIM card? 3 days? During that time, we can sell stuff like crazy on her account. So, yeah, that was the plan. That's what they were doing. It's the most unhinged plan ever. I mean, the text messages go on and on about how they're going to steal this freaking phone. And it stated that from that night, they could potentially make $22,000 a night selling fake handbags. What's crazy is she stole Yi's phone, and the next day Yi and YBB had a photo shoot together. And YBB was like,
Oh my God. Did you ever find your phone? Like, you can't use, like, Find My iPhone or something to find it?
Wow.
crazy. Cuckoo bananas. Who thinks like that? I'm so scared of people. This story makes me want to stay inside, okay? Insane. On top of that, since she also took her ID, YBB tried to use her ID to get money from loan sharks. But loan sharks are really advanced these days. They make you send a picture with your face and your ID. Anyway.
And that's the security step that she couldn't fake.
No.
Okay.
She was like, man, damn it. It's not as easy as stealing a SIM card, renting an Airbnb, going to the Airbnb, hacking into the accounts, posting these luxury bags. And then you have the last victim. Okay, well, the last victim in the video, certainly not the last of YBB's, Kay. Kay and YBB had been friends for 10 years. And Kay is the business owner to the online business. And Kay actually got YBB involved because YBB was like, I hate being a YouTuber. I want to do something different. I'm unfulfilled. So many haters. So Kay was like, oh, why don't you try your hand at being like a sales girl at my business? She made like $11,000 the first month.
Oh.
So Kay was like, oh my God, that's incredible. And if you keep doing this, you're going to make even more and even more and even more. And your network is going to grow. I think the second month she made like $22,000 in a month. So by the third month, you know, Kay is thinking, YBB's great. This is great. I helped someone and now they're making insane money. This is like a win-win for everyone. Third month rolls around. YBB no longer wants to work. And Kay is like, what's going on? What happened? Why are you so unmotivated all of a sudden? And YBB was like, loan sharks. What? They're threatening to expose me online unless I pay them back. You know, I got into a little bit of gambling and medical debt from my family. Kay was so genuinely shocked, okay? She was making so much money on their platform. I don't even know how much she made on all her other sources of income. How are you in debt to scary loan sharks? So both Kay and her boyfriend suspected that she must be involved in some serious gambling, okay? She also gave them like a sob story about how her boyfriend cheated on her. So on top of helping her get a job, Kay and her boyfriend loaned her money. And then a month later, after YBB was arrested, they start getting all these angry emails from customers that said, hey, I ordered from this sales girl from your company and I never received any product.
Bro, See, how does she expect to get it?
But I think
probably
that is a trend with people who have gambling addictions. Okay, I had someone in my personal life, a family member, like an extended family member who had a gambling addiction. Yeah, it's really bad. Even when it was happening, everyone in the family was like, it doesn't make sense a full-grown adult would think that people would fall for this. But that seems to be like what happens. So then she also stole more than 900 units of product from their company on top of that. And she was like embezzling money. And she almost ruined their business by scamming a bunch of people out of their product. So Kay wants to confront her about it. But YBB is like not having it. Won't even talk to her. And anytime these 6 friends would try to confront YBB, she would threaten to off herself. So collectively, these 6 influencers have lost about 5 to 6 figures, respectively. And all they hope is that maybe YBB can learn and that maybe she can change. They don't want to be friends with her. They don't want to be part of that process. But, you know, she's young. Maybe she can change.
Wait, where is she now?
She's out and free.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Is
after
she
this,
still doing YouTube?
here and there. So after this video was posted, YBB actually called Jin and said he recorded this.
Who's Jin?
One of the YouTubers. And she said, you know,
I just don't know what to say. I'm so sorry. I don't know how I became like this. I'm so sad. You're my good friend, and I'm sorry, and I'm not mad at you. That's all.
and Jin said, I can't help you anymore. That's the saddest part.
Yeah, I don't want you to help me.
Because of gambling, your gambling addiction, YBB, it ruined you. You're untouched by reality. All your ideas are about how to get more money, and you're falling so deep, those around you cannot help you. But you know, I didn't do it on purpose, Jen. I'm gone mad, and I just want to say I'm sorry. Okay, well, I hope you take care, live well, and don't disappoint your mom, and you work hard. I don't know why I'm like this. I said I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. I'm not mad. I'm just frustrated. I'm not strong enough to help you settle this mess. You wanted to help me, right? Yeah, before I saw everything on your phone, I wanted to raise money to help you. But after I saw everything on your phone, we knew that you were going in the wrong direction. We had to inform you that you were wrong, and we can't just keep cleaning up your messes. And she said, why did you make the video? I almost died. Why are you guys like this? Why? Why don't you just let me live? On top of that, it's none of your business. Why couldn't you guys just pretend that you never saw it? And he's like, well, what do you want me to tell people? What do you want me to tell Yi? That I never saw it? And she's gonna hate me for life. Why don't you guys protect me? You guys protected me so many times. Why didn't you protect me one last time?
Wow, so she's not changing even then.
She said, I apologized to him tens of times. Let me tell you, I constantly apologize. And she just keeps yelling and yelling and yelling. And she even screams at the end, you keep insulting me. You always film videos insulting me and calling me ugly. Eat. And she said, you're not a gentleman. And after this video, anyone who felt bad for YBB tanked. They didn't feel bad for her anymore, okay? Because how do you expect someone to be a gentleman to you after you did all of this and fucked everyone over? She keeps saying that she's willing to face the consequences and then does nothing and shows no remorse. 1 year ago, she filmed a video blacklisting herself from the casino. Did you know casinos have a blacklist?
No.
Okay, so you go in, you blacklist yourself, and when security asks for your ID later on, they'll kick you out. But let's say you win money, you can't cash out your chips because you're blacklisted. So there's no point in going to that casino because you've been blacklisted.
That's so interesting.
It's fascinating, right?
Yeah. Huh.
So maybe that's her trying to show that she's changed, but
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole thing is wild. Like, how did she even get to this point? It's kind of crazy. It's also kind of crazy because it was just so unexpected, and all of it was just so bizarre, and so much of it was just so shocking. I mean, I think we all have sympathy for people struggling with addictions, but it you know, when you cause that level of damage to so many people,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts? I'm just saying, if you ever see someone putting up my YouTube channel for sale, it could be me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts? And also, do you like Midnight Mango? I was thinking maybe I could even bring a little takeout in here once in a while. But I want to get into the story because I know you guys are here for the story. And sometimes I get so into the food, I get distracted. And then it's 20 minutes of me just like, and then everyone's like, oh my God, girl, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. So then I'm like, oh, okay. Make sure to check out Factor. Very yummy food. Linked in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. But the more tickets equals the more overtime pay. Rudy's father was one of the 3 officers at this particular department doing this. He is laying there, losing so much blood. He was barely breathing. At just 13 years old, Rudy saw his big brother die on the side of the road. He watched Charles take his last breath right there on the streets of Houston. And I imagine this was incredibly traumatic. I mean, at 13, I'm kind of amazed at how well Rudy analyzed and expressed his grief. He went onto Facebook on the first anniversary of his brother's death, and he wrote, "Brother, today is officially 1 year since the day you left to be with the Lord. I still miss you as much as I did then, if not more. You showed me so many things when you were here. My regret is not telling you that I loved you before you left. I wish God would just grant me one wish, and I would use that wish to bring you back. I wish I could ride with you through the open roads of the woods, and I just couldn't have asked for a better dad and a father figure." He's 14 when he wrote this. Like, I can't believe how mature and thoughtful this post was. And then 3 years after Charles's passing, Rudy's biological father passed away. Rudy was 16 years old, and Rudy's dad was found in a parking garage in his police patrol car, with his police-issued pistol and a self-inflicted bullet wound to his head. Okay, so let me explain. Rudy's biological dad was a police officer. Well, not anymore. At the time that he died, he actually was fired from his position the day of his death. A couple months before his death, right? Higher-up police officers caught a whiff of something fishy going on in their police force. There were an overwhelming number of speeding tickets issued by officers who seemed to be able to, split their bodies in two. Early February, Rudy's dad issued a speeding ticket on the Katy freeway. 7 miles away, at the exact same time, Rudy's dad was issuing another speeding ticket. So unless he was able to split his body into two, something he never told the police force about, or there was something fishy going on. It was clear he was writing up false traffic tickets. But the question is why, right? What is the reason? Back then, and I don't know if it is still now, and I don't know how many different police departments do this, but certain police departments, they basically pay their police officers commission on speeding tickets. Think of it like that. So they get paid based on the number of tickets that they write. This probably has, I think, been since changed at most police departments to a regular clock in, clock out system to get overtime. But the more tickets equals the more overtime pay. Rudy's father was one of the 3 officers at this particular department doing this. He did this for 3 years and made more than $150,000 in fake overtime. Collectively, the 3 of them wrote more than 5,000 bogus tickets and fined random citizens a total of $350,000. So thankfully, after this comes to light, those tickets were thrown out. But Rudy's dad was fired from his position. He had to hand in his badge and his gun, but instead, he walked out of the court that day, went to the patrol car, and took his own life. Now, Rudy wasn't that close with his biological dad. He was not present in Rudy's life after he and Janie broke up, but it took a really big toll on Rudy. It seems like even Rudy was surprised by the amount of emotions that he was feeling after finding out about all of this. He wrote on Facebook, "Even though I didn't really know him, it still hurt to lose him. I mean, maybe because I know I'm never going to get the chance to have that father-son relationship with him that I always wanted and get the closure that I always needed. Honestly, I didn't expect to feel anything for him when I got the news that he died, but I did. I didn't realize there were feelings I had, and I think these feelings were a mixture from shock to hurt to sad to anger to numbness and more anger and just, I don't know, so many mixed feelings."
He's a very, very insightful kid.
Yes. Even the way that he's able to grasp...
So logical, too, the way that he breaks it down.
And the way that he articulates his feelings of I didn't expect to feel these feelings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good at communicating. Now, Rudy was 16 when his dad passed. The combined death of his brother and his father in such a short amount of time, I mean, it definitely took a toll on him. His cousin stated that at 17 years old, and I don't know how to describe this. They say that he had the mental age of a 10-year-old. I don't know if I believe that because of the Facebook posts, but I think they meant his innocence is kind of what I'm getting. So the way that they describe it is he's so warm, so kind, so sweet, but he had this childhood naiveness about him. That a manner of thinking that most children grow out of during teenagehood. When you're a teenager, you're like a menace to society. Everyone is. But he just had that childhood innocence about him. It seemed like maybe the trauma actually made him feel even more shy, more reserved. It did feel like he had some sort of depression, PTSD, and/or anxiety. And then Rudy went missing. And then for the next 8 years, Janie would tell the story. One of Rudy's chores after school was to eat dinner and then walk the 2 dogs. Usually it takes 15 minutes for them to do their business, but 15 minutes turned into 2 hours and 3 hours, and I'm pacing around the house trying to suppress the motherly panic when you start to... I was reasoning with myself, maybe he ran into a friend, he got distracted. But then Janie heard a bark at the door. Instead of her son and 2 dogs, there was 1 dog with the leash dangling behind it. The dog found its way home. Janie said she was actually less nervous now. She thought, okay, maybe while Rudy was walking the dogs, he let go of the leashes and they ran about, and so he's chasing after the other one right now. And this one found its way home. He's going to turn up soon. She waited. There was another bark at the door. Her other dog. By the morning, both dogs were home, but Rudy was gone. She called the police, who didn't seem that interested in searching for Rudy. Technically, he was 17, and they considered him basically an adult, which you're like, what? Basic adult is 18. He's 7 months shy of 18, and 17 is the age of consent in Texas, so no, he's not a minor. Are the police just heartless? Well, not really. Apparently, Janie gave them the wrong birth date when she initially reported him missing. It's unclear which birthday she gave, but that could potentially explain why the police believed him to be an adult when he went missing, at least briefly. Janie also told officers that Rudy had a tumor on his foot that made it very hard for him to walk, and he was struggling with his mental health. Officers searched the area that Rudy had gone missing. They found a backpack with notebooks and an asthma inhaler, and Janie confirmed it to be Rudy's, which This is changing things. If Rudy ran away, like the police initially thought, why would he have left his backpack and his inhaler in it? Now Rudy was classified as a missing persons case, and Janie went into missing mom mode, okay? She's printing out posters of Rudy and putting them up everywhere in town. She's getting the police involved, family members, friends. The entire community is putting up these posters. Everyone felt for Janie. First, her stepson Charles dies, then her former husband dies, and now her other son is missing, all in less than 5 years. They want to help, especially after they heard Janie tell the story of how Rudy went missing. Of course they want to help. They couldn't believe it. I mean, just a young kid walking the family dogs goes missing. It's shocking. But it is just a story, isn't it? So the case goes cold slowly. Officers who are working on Rudy's case, they get transferred, they start working on different cases, they retire, they get fired, and the community also kind of moved on. I mean, there was such little information to even go off of. Nobody would even have any clue in which general direction to even search for Rudy. The only one that was interested in looking for Rudy was good old Janie. She started a GoFundMe page for her son. And she wrote, "It has been so long and Rudy is still missing. Please help us find Rudy." The community came together and donated over $2,000 to find her son. The detectives continued searching, but they told Dateline NBC, "We don't really suspect any foul play.
What?
There's nothing to indicate that he had gone missing."
Really?
Yeah, the backpack, they stated they couldn't even be really sure that that's Rudy's backpack. All they got was the mother's confirmation. Yeah, and the investigation fizzled out. And for years, Janie was active on true crime forums, posting about her son. She even stated that she was worried for her own safety. She stated the police hinted at her that human traffickers were involved, which, side note, goes against what the police have just stated publicly, that there was no foul play suspected. But, sometimes they withhold that information from the general public, but just noting the discrepancy there. But maybe Janie knew best, right? Before Rudy was found, Janie started asking around about when the least busy time was at the U.S.-Mexico border. She stated that she wanted to take a trip down to the border town Reynosa, and she stated that she knew without a shadow of doubt that Rudy had